Everyone who competes in the games goes into strict training. They do it to get a crown that will not last. But we do it to get a crown that will last forever. 1 Corinthians 9:25.
Welcome to xGameZones, hub to latest popular games, reviews, preview and news. Aviary Attorney is a must-have game for players who love narrative adventures, police procedurals, and courtroom drama. With its amazing soundtrack, gorgeous artwork, and hilarious dialogue, it's definitely a must-have for Switch owners. Every now and again a game comes along that you simply don't expect. I have owned, or rather, my daughter has owned a Nintendo Switch for about 2 years. In all the time she's had it, I've been passively interested in watching her play and actively interested in seeing the wide array of games that have been released for it. However, in all that time, I have never once picked it up to actually play a game, that is, until the arrival of a Switch code for Sketchy Logic's Aviary Attorney. Something about the art style caught my eye, and when I learned that it is accompanied by music from one of my favorite composers, Charles Camille Saint-Saëns. Please subscribe in our YouTube channel and follow and like us on Facebook #xGameZones. Visit our site at www.xgamezones.com for more gaming review. There is no question that the game is inspired by the Phoenix Wright series, and that is a huge compliment, particularly if you're a fan of procedural investigative legal games. In this particular case, you take on the role of J.J. Falcon, a neophyte attorney in Paris, who is looking to make a name and some cash for himself. His chirpy assistant, Sparrowson, is always by his side as to investigate a variety of crimes. Before diving into gameplay, I want to talk about the quality of writing in Aviary Attorney. Sparrowson is a standout character in gaming. He's not only informative and often more intuitive than his partner, but he is also laugh-out-loud funny. His one-liners and overly emotional outbursts are some of the funniest things I've ever experienced in a game, and I genuinely found myself chuckling more than a few times. The game is split into 2 distinct parts, investigation and the court trial itself. In the investigative stage, players are presented with a case that at first blush seems to have a predetermined outcome. It is up to Falcon and Sparrowson to prove otherwise. In the first chapter, for example, a feline socialite has been accused of murder. Once the pair have learned the basics of the case, the city map opens up with a number of locations to visit and characters to speak to, each with their own interpretation of the events. There are different ways to approach some witnesses, apply too heavy a hand when asking questions, and the witness may offer bad information or rebel against the tone of the questions. This can have serious consequences on the subsequent trial, so advise to truly consider what you're asking. In addition, there is evidence to collect as the pair meander through a given location. However, it is important to keep tabs on the calendar. Each case has a finite number of days available for investigation before the courtroom drama begins. Each location visited is a full day's job, so be mindful. Once evidence is collected and witnesses are interviewed, the game takes off for the courtroom. There the prosecution calls witnesses, asks their questions, and then it is JJ's turn to shine. Players get to select from a number of phrases of interest in order to delve for more information. Opening up the bag of evidence collected can sometimes turn a witness into a suspect if things are done correctly. However, it's not as straightforward as it may seem. In my first case, for instance, JJ was such a brilliant attorney that he ended up convicting an innocent lion. All characters are animals, the way. Who was sent to prison. His client, a feline socialite, came by the offices later in the day to gloat about literally getting away with murder, something that took a heavy toll on JJ. The game took a dark turn as he disappeared for several days and was found in a drunken stupor by Sparosan. Continued failures in the courtroom take JJ to very dark places. The game is rather short, however, so it is easy to go back and replay things with different dialogue investigative options to change the poor bird's outcome. That's not the only way that reality has a way of poking its head into the game either. Players are faced with corrupt court officials, horrible characters who need defense but seem indefensible, and a city that is on the cusp of a revolution. The narrative twists and turns in all sorts of unexpected ways and really kept me invested in the game from start to finish. The stunning artwork and the orchestral brilliance of Sansons only enhance a brilliant story. If I had one complaint about the game, it is this: I wish there was some voice-over work to reduce the amount of reading required. All in all, I can't say enough good things about Aviary Attorney Definitive Edition for Nintendo Switch. It's loads of fun for a particular niche of player with some of the best writing I've ever experienced in my years in gaming. If you're looking for a wildly entertaining and visually stunning game on the go, this one may be tailor-made for you. I am personally hoping that there's a sequel on the wing one of these days. The game is just that good. If you have any comments or suggestion, feel free to comment below. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe in our YouTube channel and follow and like us on Facebook #xGameZones. For more gaming review, visit our site at www.xgamezones.com. Don't forget to click the notification bell.